Today we're going to do something a little bit different with you, Danny. We're going to do a Q&A, and that's a question and answer type of video where we're going to allow people who have sent questions to us for you to ask these questions. We'll be giving those folks a shout out and see if we can get you to answer those questions.
Okay.
So what I want to tell you is this isn't going to be so much a video as it's potentially going to be an interrogation.
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
I was expecting a bad reaction from that, but I'm glad that we didn't get one. No, seriously, we're going to keep this thing lighthearted and positive.
Okay.
There's a lot of people, as you know, who like you, love you, support you, root for you, and some of these folks have some questions for you.
Okay.
Not only are we going to be asking Danny these questions in this video, we're also going to be giving you guys a way to follow Danny. Because that's right, folks. Today, as we're filming this video, Cody's sitting in the background right now. He's got Danny's phone. He's putting together Danny's very own Instagram. Danny, I don't know if you're prepared or not for this yet, but Instagram is a very powerful social media platform, and there's going to be a lot of people who are hitting you up.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Ready.
I told Danny, though, I said if any movie production companies hit him up, I'm his agent.
That's
okay?
right.
To any movie producers out there, you're going to have to talk to me first. But Danny's available.
Yeah, I'm here. Let's make it happen.
I want to start with Instagram first. It was there where we did a little story and allowed people to start asking some questions. And we've got some really good questions here already. And Danny, these are questions from people who, again, rock with you. And I want to shout these folks out and hear what you have to say in response to it.
Okay, sure.
This first question that I want to ask you, Danny, comes to us from a person named Romperstein, who asks, how do women respond to your past, and does it make it harder to pursue someone to be in a relationship with?
Wow, that's a good one. Rumpelstein. That's a good question. Well, in my experience, being tatted up, it's hard, especially knowing my background is really hard. Like I said, I spend a lot of time alone. They look at me, some smile, and a lot of them just walk away. In fact, probably 90% walk away when they see me.
That's pretty sad. And I mean, I don't mean that like, I mean, it's actually heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because if somebody would take the time to get to know you, you're such a humble, down-to-earth type of a person.
Yeah. It's been tough. That's why I'm going slow motion. I'm definitely not looking for a gangster woman. Someone with tattoos that look like me and scary, you know what I mean? I really want a humble woman, and that's what I seek, you know. I've always wanted a humble woman, someone who can show compassion and back and forth thing. But yeah, it's once they know your background and your tattoos, believe me, everywhere I go, people look at me. There isn't one, even kids look at me. But like I said, the majority of them walk away.
So it definitely makes it harder.
Yeah, it makes it harder. You have to communicate.
This next question, also from Instagram, comes from a person named C. Berkey, who asks, how tough was it to do that much time with no women companionship?
C. Berkey, that's another good question. You miss that side of life. You really miss that intimacy, that love from a woman, the touch, the feeling, the lips. You miss it, and that's one of the issues that we talked about in the other video, is adjusting, accepting that doesn't exist in there. And so unfortunately, yes, it's really tough. The longer you do, the better you adjust. If guys are doing 2 or 3 years, they won't let it go. They'll continue like being angry because they don't have a woman with them. But they look at it this way, I'm leaving soon anyways. But when you got guys doing 10, 15, 20 years, we have to let that go. We have to let it go. And it's very lonely. It is. Believe me, there wasn't one day that I thought about a woman in there. Really. Missing it. Really missing that compassion, that love.
Adrian15 asked, what's the worst fight or jumping you have seen in prison, and when did it take place?
There was a whole many of them. And they were all bad. I think the one that really caught my attention and I felt sympathy for was when they were stabbing a guy They stabbed him 51 times in Victorville. They made a mistake. It wasn't the guy who they were looking for. 7 individuals, gang members, went and stabbed this guy. They were all Spanish, and stabbed him. And yeah, I mean, and then there was another one in Walpole that I seen 5 shanks, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shanks in his head alone. We're not even talking about what the body was wearing. He was crawling, and he crawled probably maybe 2 feet, and he died right there instantly.
Miss Jenna Lee asks, are there any habits you formed in prison that you find are really helpful in the free world?
Generally, it's a good question. All you guys got good questions. I like that. Habits that help me out here, I guess, would probably be my being cautious, because awareness. Let's put it awareness. I think that would be the appropriate word to use. In prison, you have to be aware of everything around you, and that talent brought out here has helped me to be careful and be aware of everything and people. And that's including emotions. That applies to conduct from people. We learn body language, so that's part of what we're talking about. It helped me. It helped me be aware of people. For example, I have walked up to people to ask them a question, and I seen their emotion that they were afraid. So the first thing I would say is, "Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you," and I walk away. They probably thought I was going to rob them, but being aware, being conscious of what you're doing constantly, that's something that I brought from prison to out here. And everybody has it, but there's a higher sense of awareness that is different from prison than out here. So yeah, that helped me quite a bit. Also the knowledge that I picked up from prison. I went to college. I was going to my degree in science, study ancient theology, and being a paralegal for 40 years. I mean, it's really helped me out a lot. So that stuff that I brought out here has been very helpful for me.
Here's a good one. Hanvey Hales asks, give me the best life advice in 10 words or less. You don't got to give it in 10 words or less, but what is some life advice that you have, Danny?
I would suggest, or the advice I would give you is, don't take things that hard, Be careful what you do, what you say, in your surroundings. Move forward. Always have that. And don't never be satisfied with what you got. Try to achieve more than what you don't have. Because at the end, you're going to be happy when you look around and you did all this yourself, like myself. Of course, I've had help from Joe and Cody and Dave, but I give myself credit for having the motivation to move forward and having the desire to want more. Not greedy, but to want more so that I'm comfortable. And also love your family, support, family support, and just be humble to them. And that's my advice I can give you,
Stay Peachful asks, what are your goals for 2019?
Well, for 2019, my goal, hopefully one of my goals is to have my license. I've never had a driver's license in my life. Not because I lost it, I just never had it. I never went and got one. To own my own vehicle and to start a small business for myself, like perhaps like a repairman, because I'm an electrician, carpenter by trade. Something that I can retire on. And another goal too, I want to write books. I'm thinking about writing my own books. And if I do, I really don't want to go in my history of prison, but I'm thinking about going more into like ancient religion, since I've got almost 40 years of education in that field. And that's what I would like to do, write some books on my retirement when I get older.
Priscilla DLS asks, what was the funniest thing that happened when you were locked up? Was there ever anything funny that happened?
That's a good question. I have to think about that. The funniest thing that ever happened? Um, yeah, I remember. It's funny. Um, there was two guys that came in to rob an inmate in his cell. I guess he had cigarettes. At that time, they stopped smoking. 2005, the feds stopped smoking cigarettes. So you had to buy them underground. And underground means that they get smuggled in. The inmates sell it for some, not cash, but stamps or whatever it was. Stamps is money. And so they went to rob the guy, and they had a mask. So they went in the cell, they robbed the guys, but the police is watching them. So the police start chasing them. It looked like a slapstick comedy from remember all them polices? What was it called? They all get in a truck together. It's funny, like Charlie Chan type of thing.
What, like a black and white show?
Yes, it's a black and white. I forgot the name. Copper Cops or something like that. It was like a Charlie Chan or Laurel and Hardy type of comedy. It was so funny because they chasing them around the tables. They can't go nowhere. So where you're running with a mask on, right? And finally they got him and they threw him down. They had knives and everything. They threw him down. It was funny because they're running like they think they're escaping. Where you gonna go? You can't go nowhere. I mean, there's many one. And then I remember there was a gay guy, and 4 dudes came up and tried to strong arm him, and they didn't know that the gay guy was a professional boxer and knocked all 4 of them out. That was funny. I mean, this it's kind of a humor. How is it? It's a morbid. It's a dark humor, but it's funny. There was just so many things that's happened. It was just so many things. I mean, it'd take me a minute to think of some, but those are a few. Those are a few funny ones, yeah.
George Antonio Hill asked, Danny loves cooking. What meal was he most excited to make after being released and having a home?
Yeah, it's a good question. The first meal that I've made, honestly, but there's one that I haven't got to make yet, and I'm going to explain that. It's my rice and beans. I was growing up with rice and beans since a child. I can eat it 3 times, 4 times a day. I can live off of it. Rice and beans and steak and salad. You know, I love that meal. One that I haven't been able to make is called bacalao con verdura. And that is pretty much codfish. Salted codfish, boneless codfish, boiled, and then it's broken into pieces, and then it's made into a salad with tomatoes, lettuce, boiled eggs. You can put onions. I don't eat onions, but you can put onions in it. You can put green pepper, tomatoes, corns, and then you do an Italian salad with it. A little bit of vinegar. Yeah, sorry. A little Italian dressing with a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of oil, shake it up. And then the vegetables is plantains, the green one. Then you got the plantains yellow, which is the sweet. Batata is like a potato. It's a special plant. They sell it here. They sell it in the Spanish stores. Batata llame is another one. You can put sweet potatoes in it. You can put regular potatoes in it. And what you do is you boil it. And then at the end, when it's done, all you do is put a little bit of olive oil on the potatoes with that. I mean, it is delicious. I haven't made that yet. And my favorite, my last one is called pateles en la capurria. And what it is a special vegetable. You take and you grind it with plantains and batata, and you grind it into like a powder. You make it into a paste and make it something. What you do is you put the meat in it and you wrap it up in a banana plant and you boil it. And then the other one is like a round ball with meat in it. It's delicious. Those I haven't made.
Cooking videos are on the way. Omer asks, I want to ask Danny about Cedar Junction. Are there any people you still know that are serving time there?
It's a good question.
They've changed that prison quite a bit,
yeah,
haven't they?
Cedar Junction was the notorious Walpole back in the days. The people of the city got tired of all the murders there, so they went to the mayor and the congressman, and they officially changed the name of Walpole, because it's in the town of Walpole, to Cedar Junction, because every time there was a murder, it was ruining the city's reputation, and it was bad for business. So it became Cedar Junction. Now it's they use it for transport.
It's a receiving unit.
Yeah, it's a receiving unit now. The feds also have a contract there. They got feds and state separated. As for your question, I knew a lot of guys that doing life. I have not been contact with anybody, nor have been there since now 18 years. But I'm sure that there's a lot of good old timers that doing life. that are still there, and the majority of them are old. So I don't know whether if they passed away through health, and most likely that's what it is, of old age. I do know some people there. Unfortunately I don't like to mention names. They're good people, but I still don't mention names. I don't have their permission. But yeah, I'm almost positive sure that there are still people there that I've known that ended up with 50, 60 life bids. They're never going home. But your question is yes, there's still people there.
And I want to add to that a little bit, you know, because of the fact that they changed Walpole, aka Cedar Junction, up to this receiving unit. I'm sure that there are people that you knew at Walpole when you were serving time there
That came back?
well, who are still locked up, but they're probably not there anymore. They're probably at other institutions.
Yeah, they're probably at Shirley, Supermax. Now Shirley, it replaced MCI Cedar Junction, Old Walpole. It's Shirley now, and I heard that's very notorious. I heard that Shirley's a real tough joint. I really hate to walk in there or go back there, not because I fear anybody, but I just don't want to live in that environment no more, you know. So, you know, give a shout out to those guys in Shirley. I hope that, you know, that the ones that are going home get out soon, and the ones who don't make it the best that they can. But other than that, if they're doing life, it's most likely they're in Shirley Max. It's very rare you see a lifer going to medium or lower security unless they've been clean for like 20 years without a disciplinary shot, meaning disciplinary report, you know, not getting in trouble inside the institution. But yes, your question, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. And I left behind a bunch of good guys there. I sure did, you know. I wish them well.
It's crazy to think about. I'm going to ask you one more question from Instagram. Then we're going to move over to the YouTube story that we created, and we'll get some questions from over there as well. This woman by the name of The Wild Webs asks re-entry or re-entry programs. Have you ever thought about using your story or experience to help in prisons?
You know, I want to, and I have plans to do that. Once again, I would talk to Joe about that subject. I've been wanting to do it. Unfortunately, there's going to be dirt with that. So, you know, there's no such thing of reentry. It's a joke. It's just a name that they use to put on a piece of paper so that they can pass money on it, and the money is mismanagement and misuse. And you know something's funny, that the state, they got a program here called Step Down or Step Up.
Step Up, yeah.
Yeah, Step Up. And I went to them, and I'm going to tell you a quick really story. I went to them to ask for help. And the minute they found out that I have a background of violent crimes only, a history of violence, they told me they couldn't help me. The lady tried to do everything. In fact, I couldn't even get any agency to help me out. I had my jaw was like this because I had a hole in my tooth in pain. And she took the money out of her pocket and took me to the dentist and fixed it for me. And she cried. And I think Mrs. Brown, and I give a shout out to her. In fact, I went back there and I bought her some flowers, and she's not working there no more because I feel that I owe her gratitude for what she did. And she actually cried for me because there was nothing for them to help me. And same thing with the feds. They do not do nothing for nobody. It's just a thing that they use to Congress to pass money, and only specifically, you know what's crazy? The ones who are eligible for that are non-violent offenders. Drug offenders, violent offenders, and these are the guys that do the maximum time. There's nothing for guys for long-termer like me. So yeah, I would love to do something like that. I would love to make changes. I heard something on the news recently about them making a reform, prison reform.
Yeah, they're working on it right now.
They're working on it right now. They're passing it, and but it still lacks of certain things that needs to be implemented. And the first thing is, I would suggest that they take some type of money and train the staff to be willing and educated in that area of reentry. They put a prison guard who's been down in segregation for 10 years, who probably got his GED, has no training, and put him as a social worker because they lack a staff. It's like putting an electrician who never did plumbing to do plumbing. And so in order for somebody to be trained in that area, they need to get some type of education, some type of program, so many hours.
Well, you know, and I've seen this myself. You know, some of the people that they hire as these social workers or these counselors, all it takes is like a bachelor's degree.
That's it, yeah.
You don't have any real life skills, life experience that can help folks. And so I can kind of see where you're coming from with that response. And it's a good analogy you use. You got a plumber or an electrician trying to do plumbing work.
You know what I want to add? You know what was my re-entry program? You're looking at it right here.
Oh, stop.
No, for real.
Joe Guerrero for president 2020.
Yeah, I'm voting.
Danny's going to be my vice president. All right, I want to go over here to YouTube. We put a little YouTube story together where we had the Q&A where folks could ask questions here as well. And let me see if we can find some questions that we haven't already asked. And some good questions. Here's a really good one. I can't pronounce this person's name. Arnit Tikios, something like that, who asked, my father is sentenced for 15 years in prison. I want some advice as his son. Is there any advice that you could give to a guy or a kid whose father is serving 15 years?
Yeah, I can. First, I want to say I'm sorry to hear that about your pops. My advice to you is this. I know it's hard for you. It's always important to have a father image and have him physically and emotionally with you. But he's going to need you just as much as you need him. So my first advice would say don't give up on him. I'm sure he didn't give up on you. I'm sure he contacts you. Write him as much as you can. Always drown him with good influence, good advice. Let him know how much he means to you and how much you love him. And just be his support group. You, on the other hand, I don't know how old you are, but I would suggest that try to be strong and hang in there, have faith. If you pray in God, you believe in him, ask him for his strength. And that's my advice to you. Stay strong. He'll be out. He'll be out with you. And just keep focused on the day that he comes out. All the fun that you guys going to have. Forget about making up the past. Just move forward. Usually when people go to the past and try to make it, something doesn't work out. I noticed that I made the mistake. Just think about when he comes out, forward, what you guys going to do. And make up some time, you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. Do the things that you wanted to do, what he wanted to do, you guys together. Go fishing, go hunting, go bowling, whatever you guys do, whatever you love to do. Go do it and enjoy it. But remember, keep strong and keep in touch with him. And let him know that you love him. That's my advice to you, my friend.
All right, let's see. Boy, some of these questions, though. I mean, really, we say we're going to do a Q&A with Danny, and you ask a question, what is your favorite ramen flavor? Little Uzi Vert. Oh, no. I mean, that's legitimately this person's name.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
You want to know the truth about that? I can't stand it. And I tell you why. I used to eat so much of those damn things, but it was my fault. Because instead of using one package of seasoning, okay, if I'm doing 5 soups, because I sit down and eat 5 soups in one whack. Okay, with some fried sausages in the microwave and hook it up. I used probably 4. And what happened...
4 seasoning packs?
Yes, and it gave me high blood pressure, and I was on medication, almost died, and almost had heart problems.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, and not only that, you get tired of eating it every day. You know what I mean? You really do. I got noodles up there, and because it's related with pasta, I don't even want to eat noodles. But my favorite is definitely chicken.
Chicken is the number one go-to.
Yes.
All right, this next question comes from Kobe Perez over on the YouTube story, who asks, when is Danny going to make his own YouTube channel? Danny, do you got any thoughts about making your own channel?
That's funny. First of all, I wouldn't even know where to start at and what to do. Right now, I don't have plans on, I never thought about it. I'm happy being on YouTube with Joe.
I appreciate that, man.
And I'm going to stick with Joe. If I ever did something, what would I do?
Cooking?
No, I would do something different. I guess I would talk about aliens and secret cover-up government type of stuff. Yeah.
We're going to keep Danny around on After Prison Show. So
I don't know. I have no plans of it though. I don't. But it's a thought. But no, I'm good. I'm good here. I'm good here.
Oh, here's a really good one. Black Eye Grohl says, what is Danny's favorite prison movie?
Wow, that's crazy because I try to stay away from that. Oh yeah. What the hell his name was? Bronson.
Charles Bronson?
No, this guy named Bronson. He goes into prison because actually no, there's another guy that he plays in the movie Spawn. The black dude, the martial art dude.
You're talking about Undisputed?
Undisputed. That's my favorite one.
Oh, the boxing movie.
Yes,
that was a good one.
Yes, because he goes into prison.
What was it? Wesley Snipes, right?
No, I forgot that guy's name. I have it on the phone. You can get it.
I think it was Wesley Snipes.
No, it wasn't Wesley Snipes. Undisputed was the first one. No, it's not Undisputed. He made that, Wesley Snipes.
Oh.
This was not Undisputed. I seen that. That's Wesley Snipes. Yeah. Blood and Bone. That's the movie.
Blood and Bone. I never heard of it.
Oh, really? You got to watch that.
I'm gonna check
Blood
it
and
out
Bone is one of my favorite prison movies because, and I'll tell you why, because although it's a vicious, extreme, violent, and it's true, that's what happened in prison. It's a very violent movie, but it was all done compassionate to help a person that he killed by accident because the Russian mafia forced him to fight and he didn't want to fight the guy. And if you don't fight him, they both die. But he ended up killing that man. And then he got out and went to see his wife to ask for forgiveness. But at the same time, the same people that set him up in prison, he owed money on the streets. And so he had to fight in order to pay that debt to her. I mean, get her so she can be free. And it was a wonderful movie because it's not a romantic, but it's a hot, compassionate movie. That's one of my best, yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, Blood and Bone.
I'm going to wrap it up with this final question, and then trust me, folks, we got some real bonus stuff about to happen after this. But there's a woman by the name of Holly Starr who asks, is there people you still kind of want revenge for things they did to you?
That's a good question. Yeah, I do. But I learned to let it go. You know what's funny? I was never a forgiving person. This is the first time in my life. I used to have a psychological problem. I couldn't forgive somebody. I got that small man syndrome where if I think, you know what I mean, whatever, it take me 10, 20 years, I'll get them. But it's not like that no more. Yeah, the truth is, yes, there are still people out there that I have strong interest in. I would like to really do something real nasty to them, but I'm not gonna. I work very hard for this here. I got beautiful support. I can't let them down. I got people who supported me. And I'm old. It's time for me to go forward and let it go.
So, Danny, I want to thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. There's a lot of people who have questions. And if you guys enjoyed this, leave a thumbs up on this video or leave a thumbs up and also leave a question and we'll do this again. But real quick, we've got some breaking news, and that is Danny has just gotten his very own Instagram. He's already got 2 followers.
Wow.
Or you're following 2 people and you've got 1 follower. I'm sorry. Wow. So Danny After Prison Show on Instagram is the official Instagram for Danny. So if you guys want to reach out to him, here is the first way that you guys will be able to do so. And Danny's going to be adding to his own Instagram. And, as you're looking at this thing, you probably have no idea what you're looking at. But, what is it like to set up some social media now and know that people have a way to be able to interact with you?
Mm-hmm. That'd be great. I definitely would answer your questions. It'd be nice to. Really would be nice to share we can share communication. And whatever I experience, I can share is yours. And whatever you can share with me, of course, I know you can share quite a bit with me.
So basically what he's asking for is nudes.
That means I'm in trouble?
No. You'll know when you get them. Look, so Danny's got his Instagram right there. Again, it's After Prison Show Danny. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Danny After Prison Show. But that's him right there. And folks, if you've made it to the end of this video, well, thank you. We're going to do something really special right now. Danny, lately I've been doing a bunch of videos on a really popular topic. It's a rapper guy by the name of Tekashi 6ix9ine. And I want to show you this guy real quick. And, you know, before we do what we're going to do, I want to show you some pictures of this guy and just, you know, first of all, get your impression. Do you know who he is by any chance?
No, I never heard of him.
Well, I want you to take a look at this dude right here and just tell me what your thoughts are looking at this picture. Just, he's a rapper.
Well, the first thing I would think of this guy, that he's some type of headbanger, or what you call those people that dress like vampires? They got a name. Gothic. Yeah, actually more gothic. My first impression just viewing him I would say that he's gothic. He's gothic, and I definitely would probably give him a bottle of bleach to turn his teeth white.
Those are fake teeth.
Oh, okay.
Or they're actually pretty expensive fronts. But you know, this dude, he's a really popular rapper. He's got
different.
Yeah, he's got some really popular music. I've never heard any of it. Mm-hmm. And he makes a lot of money. He's also facing some really serious federal charges right now. Federal racketeering and federal weapons charges. And you know, for somebody who has a criminal record, he's a convicted felon. He's posting videos online of him with big weapons. And he's got these federal charges, facing 25 to life.
That isn't too smart at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the feds, you know something, now the feds can, if you got a picture, they got a photograph of you and you holding a gun, you're convicted. They don't need the gun. They got the picture.
They didn't even have to take it.
Yeah, that's how simple it is. The feds, I mean, the feds, their conviction rate is 99.9 and sometimes 100. Nobody walks when the feds got you. And if he's a felon, he's probably going to get hit with a career offender. If it's, what was it, drugs? I'm assuming?
No, it was racketeering.
Racketeering?
Because not only do they have him
RICO Act,
with the weapons,
it's called the RICO Act.
He also runs with the Bloods, and also they've got a video of this guy ordering a hit on another guy.
Yeah, you're all done, buddy. The RICO Act under the racketeering is Section 1951 all the way to Section 1957 carries life. And RICO, of course, is automatically. It's just 5 theories of conspiracy. There's 5 prongs that meets it. He meets it. He meets the weapon. He's doing it for a purpose to exceed some type of position. When you said the other thing about gang, they got the murder, or they got
the attempted
murder. They got some type of tape, I guess, on him. Pretty much, he meets all 5 criteria for the RICO and the racketeering. The only thing I can say, I wish him well, really, because I don't wish anybody. I don't care how funny they look or how they sound, as long as they ain't a rapist or they ain't a snitch, they're cool. Or a child molester. That's another one.
He does have
He has that?
He's got... We're not going to... there's a lot that I don't know about that. They got him a charge, something dealing with a 13-year-old girl. He was 17, supposedly. I don't know how true...
It's still, you can't do that. It's called statutory rape.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
If he went that far, or they do got something having unnatural acts...
With the child.
With the child, exactly. I mean, they got, depending what state it is.
Well,
I don't know much about him. I just know, he's got a weird look to him with all this colorful hair and teeth. I don't know. I would probably hit him with some type of paint. First, I hit his head with paint, turn it regular brown, and then I'll give him some bleach for his teeth. That's the first thing I would do. The tattoos are cool though. You know what I mean? You can have tattoos anywhere. I know one thing, he won't get a job after he comes out if he's still...
Well, we got one more bonus thing that I want to do. I wanted to get Danny's opinion of not only Tekashi 6ix9ine's appearance, but more importantly, his overall case. But we're going to do something together, Danny and I, and it's going to be a first for me, and it's definitely going to be a first for him as well. I want to actually listen to one of this guy's songs, 6ix9ine Stupid. And I'm going to let you listen to this, and I kind of want to get your reaction to this guy's music. And again, this is going to be the first time that I'm hearing this. This song has only been out for, what, like 2 months, and it's got 108 million views on YouTube. There's obviously a lot of people who like this guy. So are you ready to hear some of this guy's music and tell us what you think of it?
Sure. First of all, right?
That's my first time ever hearing this, so this is ridiculous.
First of all, it sounds like a Looney Tune cartoon type of thing, right? But, and I want to let you know this, and I want everybody to know this. Me, I'm a hardcore listener of rap. I listen to that West Coast, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Keep Your Head Ringing, Natural Born Killers. I listen to Section 8 Mob from DC, they're bad. Bone Thugs and Harmony, my favorite. Look at it, I get goose pimples. You know, I listen to the hard stuff, and I also listen to other stuff, and there was some new stuff that I like. It's okay. But no, I wouldn't spend a penny for that. I mean, you know, but like I said, I wish him well, you know what I mean? I wish him he continued, but obviously there's people that like him, so it's different taste, different flavor for different people. But that's I was asked for my opinion, and I'm straight up. Come on, will you? Shoot him up. Okay. Bang, bang. That's why you're in jail. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Well, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We definitely had a lot going on in this video. You guys know Danny's Instagram now. You can follow him there. If you want to follow After Prison Show, at Joe P. Guerrero on Instagram as well. At Joe P. Guerrero on Twitter. After Prison Show on YouTube and Twitch. After Prison on Facebook. After Prison Show on Patreon. Where else we? Make sure you guys follow Danny. Danny, thank you so much for
I want to say one more thing. What's his name again?
Tekashi 6ix9ine, or as I like to refer to him, Little Venetian Blinds. Woo, boy, that was a ball right there.
But Tekashi, I just want to say one thing to you. I don't want to be mean to you. I definitely won't buy your music. But listen, check this out, homeboy. I wish you luck, okay? I really do. Don't wish nobody bad, especially in your situation. Good luck. Peace out.
Good piece, Danny. Hey, look, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting us know exactly what you think. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Danny, do it with me real quick. We're going to say peace.
Peace. Want to do it that one?